Okay, we can get started. So today we'll be talking about, you're welcome to this live session. And this live session, I've titled it Lead, Launch and Leverage 2026, the framework for women positioning to work on a global scale. So we're going to learn a lot from this live session. And if you're just joining, you're welcome. Please share with your friends and let's learn. Okay. So there are different paths to make impact. Now, the purpose of this, we're going to be learning lead, launch, and leverage, right? So if you're joining me, one of the things you're going to learn either from TikTok or from YouTube, you're going to be learning how to position yourself. Are you a career person? Are you a business person? Whichever you're doing. I don't know if this is very audible, but let me just go ahead. I hope my sound is not so bad, but you just learn how to position yourself. And I think this shouldn't go more than 30 minutes or thereabouts. Okay, let's get started. Now, there are different paths to making impact. Not everyone will go global the same way, but everyone who wants to go global and launch global opportunities must learn how to lead, launch, and leverage what they already have. You're not necessarily reinventing the wheel. You're simply just fine tweaking, fine tuning the things you're already doing, and basically just, being a better version of whatever you already do. So you're not fine tuning the wheel. Okay, you don't have to abandon your current work to learn how to position it. All you just have to do is understand your leadership strategy and your communication plan. So this is going to be a lot about leadership. Now I know people want to opportunities, they want to go global, but they don't want to lead. Leadership, showing up is what's going to lead you to all of that. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. If you want to, you know, win global opportunities. So there are different parts, same global space, stage. Entrepreneurship part. Entrepreneurship can scale business through culturally relevant products, services that solve real problems, innovations rooted in lived experience. Global investors and grant look out for scalability, clarity of impact, leadership capacity. Profits and purpose can coexist, if that makes sense. Now, the next one is career and professional part. And this career can be you're a researcher, you're an IT person, whatever it is that you're doing, you can, okay? Your job, your policy, whatever it is. The other one is non-profit. Basically, all you just need to do is to know how to, the power of your narrative. Your impact narrative is what travels globally. Think globally, but act practically. That is the goal, to think globally but act practically. All right. Now, ask yourself, what does this problem solve? The problem you're trying to address. What problem does it solve? Why does it matter beyond you? What cultural relevance, global cultural, like how does it matter? Now, I always encourage people to think local but act global. Now, thinking local means that whatever you're doing should solve a local problem. It should be locally situated. Why I don't it's not it doesn't make sense to want to, go global and copying what somebody else is doing. That's not what we're talking about. You have to be innovative. So key whatever you are doing to the larger global stage, but act local or think global. Global does not mean copying Western models. Solutions must respect culture, respect religion, respect community norms. For example, programs for Muslim women acknowledge their faith realities, acknowledge their religion. You don't have to copy, you just need to contextualize. Okay. Now, the other question you want to ask yourself is where does your work fit globally? Think like global stakeholders. Now ask yourself what global conversations already exist around this issue. Where are policies, institutions, and grant focusing on? Where's the money and where's the impact? You're not just an outsider, you are a stakeholder in the larger ecosystem. So you cannot exist in silos. You have to plug yourself into the larger scope of what people are talking about. For example, you're a researcher. You want to know what are those people discussing in your field. You have a business, a recycle business. You want to know what are the trends, what's the latest trends, and where are people gravitating towards. It doesn't mean you have to go there. You can always tweak it, but you want to know what people are doing. Okay. Now, now, so basically, connecting your work to the SDGs is another very important point. Explain that so SDGs are, sustainable development goals. Language, like, you have to understand where your work fits in. There are several of them, and this is because funders, government, foundations, fellowships, global institutions, you need to align your work to the SDGs. They are interested in how your work fits into the SDGs. Okay, and there are 17 of them: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, sustainable cities and production, climate action, life on land, peace, justice, social institutions, strong institutions, sorry, partnership for the goals. Excuse me, let me take a little water. AI is a tool. So, yeah, if you cannot connect your work to at least one SDG, global institutions will struggle to understand your impact. So, it's important that you learn how to make that connection. The next one is writing. Writing. Now, AI can help you think, strategize, right? Sorry, AI cannot help you think. AI can help you, maybe synthesize, brainstorm, not thinking. I want to take that back just in case so that you don't quote me wrong. But AI should not be something that you should heavily invest on, because just be creative. Just be yourself. There's no pressure here. Okay, just you can use AI to brainstorm, but don't use AI to do the complete work. Global opportunities reward originality, insights, lived experiences. Your pain points, not weakness. They are innovation seed. So your pain can be turned to purpose. Now, how to search for real opportunities, you have to look out for scams. Fellowships grant do not require payment. Be cautious if you're asked to pay or if urgency is forced. Information is vague and exceptions. However, there are exceptions, like you can pay for like conferences, that's okay. Okay, leadership is the real currency. Bring it home. How do you lead? How do you structure your team? What are the impacts you've made? Where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years time? Don't be small. Don't play small. Think about that, right? Global opportunities about leadership and not just about credentials. So I know people want to run away from the dirty work, but they want to be rewarded. That's not it. You have to really make impact. You have to be serious about what you're doing. Okay, so think about leadership shows up as clarity, initiative, vision, ethical grounding, ability to mobilize others. You can demonstrate leadership through business, career, non-profit work. Key line: the world invests in leaders, not just ideas. So get doing something, okay? Now, this is deeper than the work we do inside Lead, Launch, and Leverage. If you want to structure tools, there's a link in my bio, okay? Check the link in my bio to learn more about, you know, winning global opportunities. Okay, I'll just run through this so that we can finish. All right. If you have any questions, you can drop them. I will always answer it. And I had a good time. This was short and great.